It's also about how work, all this work, this culture of work, you know, like, especially with men, a lot of men work, that's like, men grow up in this culture that tells them that work is where you belong, work is where your heart belongs, and so you get a lot of these dudes, I know them very well, who work their lives away, they commit to their jobs so much, and then they don't ever learn how to commit to their family, they don't learn how to commit to their lover. This is kind of about that too. And women working harder than those dudes.
Yeah.
They're not always raised to react the same way to people. So anyways, this is about all that. I know a man who hates unions, even though he's in a union, and the wage he gets from being union gave him what he's got. He lives life quite nicely with a big house and a family, and he seldom has to worry about paying all his bills. Yes, the power he got from his union card and his free time born from union blood gave him a happy life, even though he's grumpy. I know a woman who hates the poor cause she's scared herself of being poor, and she hates how it's so close to her from where she's at right now. She hangs through life on a thin thread, and the pundits offer her hatred to make her feel like she's elevated above somebody else. But she knows and I know she's right there in the shadows with all the somebody else. Look like this, raised hard by the myths of whiteness, clinging with a tightness to a violent racist past, with a deck from which your hands are dealt, a stack centuries deep in commonwealth, and the stories that your people tell are those of hope and pain. So a lot of my, not a lot, some of my uncles worked at the same factory where my grandfather worked, making chemicals for the DuPont Corporation. And my grandfather died in his 40s from cancer, believe it or not, before there was a union at the DuPont factory. So now there's a union, and I know my uncle because of that, I believe. And that doesn't mean there's not problems with big unions, because there are. But there's also big problems with the DuPont Corporation and cancer. So where were we? Okay. We got angry men who were raised deprived, emotionally traumatized, whose way of dealing with the world outside is to rage or block it out. And women working most of their lives unappreciated by the men in their lives, who know what it means to feel alive because they know what it means to hurt. Ignorance bred from despair, that's what we got here. Look like this, raised high by the myths of whiteness, clinging with a tightness to a violent racist past, with a deck from which your hands are dealt, a stack centuries deep in commonwealth, and the stories that your people tell are those of hope and pain. I was raised by parents who worked hard, and they taught me how to work hard. But a lot of people work hard and don't get what they deserve. And so it was early on that I learned which side I'm on, the one that fights for human rights in a world of dollar signs. Well, you can call that radical, but I just call it practical. America, you can look like this, raised hard by the myths of whiteness,